Hello, everyone. Good to see you guys. Hope you all had a good day. For those of you in an area where the weather's been bad, I hope you are staying safe. I know here it's been bad, and actually it's starting to do something out there now. So hopefully my internet doesn't go down, because I see the trees blowing and got really dark all of a sudden outside. Right.
Yeah. Here it goes, acting up today. Let's see. Oh, don't act up today. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very clearly. I saw you for a moment, and then now the screen is black, but I hear you very
my
clearly.
client, the app for Zoom, actually for a few weeks. You know what? I'm gonna log out of here and try. And
Okay.
use my phone, so I don't want to hold up things. Okay.
Okay, take your time. I mean, we've got a few minutes. People are coming in, so take your time.
Perfect.
Good evening, everyone. I see you all coming in. I'm excited about tonight's topic. So I hope you guys are as well.
Let's see if it works this time. Okay, I'm just gonna go to my phone.
We noticed last week Zoom did something new. They have a lot of new settings. So
Yeah, it's like when they updated the app is when it started. I'm just gonna go to my phone and we're gonna do it that way.
yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out though, because it does it to me every single day.
Phoebe, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed Tuesday's session. Very glad. There we go. Very good. All right, we see you very nicely now, Miss Marcia.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. Typically we don't live stream the Monday sessions, but I feel like my spirit is telling me this topic needs to be to our broader audience. So do you mind if I live stream on our Facebook page?
Okay.
Okay with that?
I'm okay.
I was thinking about it today and I was like, I just need, because typically we'll have about 50 or 60 join us on the Zoom, and then a lot of people will catch the replay because we send it out in our newsletter.
Mhm.
But my spirit told me that the people needed to see this.
Well, then you better listen to your spirit.
Exactly. I'm going to share this. And members, I hope you don't mind, because I know you guys like the exclusivity of the Monday sessions, but I am all about the mindset stuff. And I feel like we need to share this with the people. So I am going live. It should be just one moment. So okay. Very good. Talisha, I see you there.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Good, good, good. Good evening.
Evening.
I just told the people I was going to live stream because I felt like this topic was something that more people needed to hear. So I've done that, and we are going to get this party started. Marcia, thank you so very much for joining us. I'll tell you a little bit about the 10K project. We are an investor community where we are really trying to help the community build wealth and have generational wealth be more than just a cool slogan on a really nice t-shirt. And so we're teaching the community through alternative investment strategies, all the ways that they can build wealth. So we teach them from, buying tax liens and mortgage notes and investing in hotels and just all of the ways we know that there are to build wealth. But as we're going through this journey, and many are entrepreneurs in the community as well, but as we're going through these journeys, sometimes we come up against obstacles. And so, mindset matters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it definitely matters. And I want to play a video that kind of really started this conversation because Marcia and I are in a group, Feminine Evolution, and there was a dialogue about this video in that group. And I just watched that video that morning, and Marcia broke down this video in a way that the video didn't even do it, right? And I was like, we need her to come talk to us. Like the dialogue was about, when it's a Steve Harvey video, I'll show it in a minute, but the dialogue was all about kind of what Steve said. I'm like, yeah, but Steve didn't break it down like Miss Marcia just did. And I said, that tells me we got a pro here. And so we need the pro to come talk to us about this exercise. But Marcia, before I show the video, I want you to introduce yourself to the community, please. And then I'll go to the video, and then we'll kind of have some dialogue about this.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. You don't know how synchronistic this is for my life and my scripting. My name is Marcia Coleman, and I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I am loving the purpose of this group because I am, number one, an award-winning top producing real estate agent in Atlanta.
Okay.
And yes, and I am a home healthcare entrepreneur. I own a home healthcare business with my husband, my family, and we are scaling and growing that business. So I am busy all the time, and I love developing businesses and doing things that really give me joy. But my soul's purpose is what I'm doing tonight, is teaching people really how just to live and curate the life that they want, whatever that looks like. And it really is whatever it looks like for you, after ascribing to what it's supposed to look like by other people. So I am a mother of a freshman in high school and 2 adult children, and I've been married 23 years. I am an identical twin, and I like to have fun and just live life. That's who I am in a nutshell.
Well, I love that. I absolutely love that. So you've already got some questions. So Phoebe says, do you coach people how to open a healthcare agency, Marcia?
It's funny you asked that, Phoebe, because it is something I am in several home healthcare like consortium and groups with other agency owners, and I'm in Georgia. And because I read a lot and I like information, and I hired mentors and people, consultants in the beginning when I started. I kind of know a little bit more than the average person that starts. So one of the things I am thinking about doing is starting some type of I don't want to do a course. Courses are kind of played, but they're not played, but I got to figure out the
They're a
best
little
way to
play.
do
They're a
it.
little play. That's okay to say
Little
that.
play. I got to figure out the best way to do it, just because that's not my goal, to do it to really benefit you and the time that I have available, because I don't want to start something and then don't have the time, because it does take a lot of time, because it's a lot of questions and it ain't easy, because I'm still trying to get there myself, believe me.
Yeah. Wow. That's a very interesting business. We may have to talk offline. So my mom just came home today from the hospital, and we are looking for some home care.
Yeah, we can talk.
In Kentucky, and the insurance company is not making it easy.
At all.
At all.
At all.
At all.
At all.
So yeah, we may need to talk after this is
Okay.
over. I'm over here pulling my hair out, trying to figure out, why do they make it so difficult?
Yeah.
So we're going to get started with tonight, guys, because I'm excited. You know, I know y'all tired of me saying I'm excited about tonight's topic, because I say that every week, but I'm always excited about tonight's topic. So there are no lies detected here. So I am going to start the video. T-Shine, were you going to pull it up, or you want me to pull it up?
I have it if you want me to.
Oh,
I have
okay,
it.
perfect. Of course.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, my dear.
Mhm. Make sure I can share with the sound. So hold, give me 1 second here. Okay, we're sharing with sound now.
The exercise I want you to do. This gonna trip you out. Write everything you want from God on a piece of paper. Be as detailed as you can. The object for you is to write down 300 things. Put everything you want on a piece of paper. Do not stop until you have 300 things. Every morning, read your list. 1 year from today, wait 1 year from today, and take a pen out and go down on your list and check off anything that has happened for you that's on that list. If you read your list with the expectation that God is going to do some great things for you, at the end of 1 year, you will be stunned. Now, here's the exercise I want you to do. This is going to trip you out. Write everything you want from.
All right. So that is the video. Okay. And I want us to talk about the concept of writing down the things that we want, right? But then Marcia is going to take us a little deeper, because it's not as simple as just writing down the things that you want, right? The video kind of says, you know, I want a red car, you know, like it's not as simple as that, right?
Right.
More specific and more intentional on how you write this list. So one of the things I want us to do is I want us to really embrace tonight's session, because in a year, I want us to come back and I want us to look at our list and check things off together. And so tonight is really going to be important for us. I waited, because we've had this session scheduled for a while. I waited to start my list because I wanted to do this together with you as a community. And so I'm super excited. I kind of started in my head, but I did not write it on paper yet. So we're going to do this together. And in 1 year, we're going to come back and we're going to check off all the things on our list that we have experienced. All right. So Marcia, tell us first about, why is it important to write down our desires in this way?
You know, I can't think of what they call it. If you're an educator, you may know what they call it, a type of learning where, especially back when I was in school, you had to write everything. It starts with a K. I don't know. I call it the 3 H's is the head, hand, and heart. There's a connection that when you write something, you retain it more. You learn things better when you have to write things down, because you're actively involved in what you're really thinking about. And I don't like, well, it's not like you're eating, but ingesting what it is you're writing. It takes effort to write, and it takes thinking to write something. So when you're writing something down, there's connected. There you go. That's what it is. When you're writing something down, it kind of sticks with you, and your brain operates differently when you write things down. So I think it's very, very, very important. It's the head, hand, heart, because your head tells you what to write, you write it down, it gets in your heart. And it's like a cycle for me. It's like you can put it in any order you want. head, hand, heart. And those three together, to me, really begin to plant the seed. Kinesthetic. There you go. Kinesthetic. Begins to make the connection. I believe everything is energy. It begins to make the connection of everything that it is that you desire.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. So that's why in elementary school, they always had me write, I will not talk in class. Is that why I had to write that?
See, I was going to say that later when we talk about scripting. It's just like the old school write-offs. Because you're going to remember, number one, you ain't going to write it off. But number one, you're going to remember that rule. Because repetition is the key. And even when you're writing off, it's an act of repetition.
So when I saw this video, the first thing I thought was 300 things. Like, I don't have 300 things I want, right? And then as I started going through in my head, I was like, oh, maybe I do, right? I don't know. It just seems like such a big task to come up with.
It's a very big task.
Why do you think 300 is the magic number in this exercise?
No, I don't do 300. That's that's his way. And if it works for him, especially if you're new to this, don't do 300. You're going to be frustrated because you're going to find it difficult to think of 300. You can get 300 because what you're going to find yourself doing is thinking of the smallest itty bitty things that really don't mean anything. So you're going to be just finding stuff to make up.
Right.
So when I tell people, but what it does though, it always, the more you find things to be grateful for and to find things that you desire, the more you'll find more things. And so I don't even like to look at it. No, I'm not going to say that. I like to kind of mix it with things that you're grateful for, whether you have it or not. Because the more you're grateful for, the more you will have to be grateful for. You know what I'm saying? The more gratitude you show for what you have, the more things that you will manifest that's on that list. I don't know how I'm gonna let you ask me questions because I can go on. So I'm gonna
listen. If you feel led to go on, you go right ahead on, okay? Because I may not know the right question to ask it. We may miss something.
Manifestation over the past few years, and I don't even use it as much anymore because it's this buzzword now. Everybody's using it. They think it's some magical thing that happens, it's some miracle, and it just falls out of the sky. And sometimes it feels like it happens that way. It seems that way, and it does. There are some things that surprise us, but manifestation should never surprise us, because the truth of the matter is everything is already done. The moment you thought about it, the moment it was done. True. Anything in our human existence is going to come through another human being, period. Right. I mean, other than the things that come through nature, I mean, water and food and things like that, but the delivery of it, the things that cost money that we developed and we created will come through another human being. If you think about all the things that you've gotten recently, there were people involved in getting it to you, whether you knew the person or not, whether it came from a stranger that somebody blessed you out of the blue or not, it came from a person. Yes. So manifestation, we're always manifesting. We manifest every single day. Now, you may not be manifesting the things that you desire, but you're manifesting something, and you're manifesting based on your internal beliefs, your subconscious belief, because your mouth may be saying one thing, but your beliefs may be saying another. So if you're saying, but I want to manifest this and it's not happening, then that's the time for you to check your beliefs. And that's part of why he wants you to write 300 things, and it's the acts. Because I script a little differently than that exercise. I don't even like to use the word want, because the word want denotes something that you don't have. And I am a firm believer that you have everything. It's just not in your physical existence right now. You've just got to work to find the way to get it in your existence, right? To experience it. You just got to figure out how to experience it and let you take your hands off of it. Whether you're, I don't know, everybody's in religious or spiritual or whatever, you know,
the community is mixed. Yeah, I'm sure we're mixed community.
Yeah. And for me, it's one creator, right? It's all the same. So it's in the Bible, it's in every spiritual book that's out there. It's really about what you believe and what you said a few minutes ago, what you expect, right? So the writing is just a tool that's really for you to shore up your beliefs. You know, we can say we want to manifest money all day, but there may be some underlying beliefs that we believe about money that we don't think we believe, but we believe all money ain't good money. Well, then, okay, then you're telling the energy of money that some of you good, and they don't know what's good and what's not good.
Right. What should I present to you? Right.
All money is good money. All purposes aren't good. All intentions aren't good. But money is something that man made. So it can be good, right? It just depends on the person and the intention behind the money. But to me, I love money. Money loves me. All money is good. I don't ever say anything negative about money. I do my best because I'm human.
Oh, you sound like, okay.
You're
I
back.
haven't been disturbed, but those are my list can get through. And that was my mom. Sorry about that. So, you know, we manifest every day, all day things in our lives because it takes effort. And the things that you aren't experiencing right now that you wish you experienced, it's just going to take some inspired, I call it inspired effort. Some people call it work. Some people call it hard work. I don't believe in hard work. I believe in the right work, right? I'm not saying it might not be challenging. I'm not saying it might not feel hard, but I dare not call it hard work. I call it work. You know, it's going to take some effort on your part. Somebody else's part. It's going to take some sitting still. It's going to take something for you to do. And I tell you, I'm giving you a little background because the scripting is just a tool. Because if you don't understand this, then the scripting, you'll just be doing an exercise to make you feel better.
Right.
And then you'll be frustrated because the things you scripted won't come to pass. So, you know, it's just a tool to scripting. It's basically, like you said earlier, it's like write-offs. I call them write-offs. And the way that I script, I do something similar. I have done some things similar to what Steve had, but it's like when you're beginning to learn to manifest in the way that we talk about manifestation these days, I tell people, start with something that's believable to you. Right? So that you won't set yourself up for what you're not ready for. Because the truth is, you aren't going to manifest or experience anything that you're not ready for. So even the 300s, I never finished my list of 300. And I was intentional. I was going to sit there and write my 300 until I got it. I never finished the 300. I got to about maybe like 175. Mm-hmm. Because it was things that I desire. And at this point in my life, there's not a lot of material things that I put on a list like that. They may come as a byproduct of me getting more money, but there's not too much that I desire. So it was difficult for me. So I focused, like they said, I put it in categories like my marriage, my relationship with my children, my relationship with my sibling, my relationship with my friends, my business, then I got some money, what I wanted to do as far as traveling. You know, I put it in categories, which makes it easier to get to that number. But I wouldn't say even start with 100. I mean, 300. You can start with 50. You can start with 10. The way that I script is different. I will take 5 things that I desire, and I don't do long-term things. I want to experience myself now. Okay. Because I know that when I think it is done, right? So I take 5 things that I desire. I will get up in the morning times and I will write each of those 5 things 5 times. And then I will do that again at night. And I would set a time frame. I'm going to do this for 5 days, or I'm going to do this for a week. And I'm not thinking about those things all during the day. I'm not thinking about how they're going to happen. And I'm not trying to make them happen. Right? I'm just going about my business. And I'm telling you this because I did this in 2019. Was it 19 or 20? 2019. And of course, I had just gotten back to Atlanta, and I was reestablishing my customer base for my real estate business. And because I had been gone almost 10 years. And not 10 years, almost 10 years. Yeah, almost 10 years. And I didn't have a base, but I was going to be a multi-million-dollar producing real estate agent. And I even put it on my Facebook page at the time. And some people might call it lying, but I knew my intention. I was speaking what I wanted to be. So I did that, and I would script every day. And there was one point, I script all the time, but there was one time I scripted at the time, I make $20,000 a month.
Mm.
And I scripted that for about a week and I forgot all about it. And I don't even know what happened to the notebook. And I was cleaning out my room one day and I looked at the list and I had a weight that I wanted to lose. I wanted to be, and some other things like that. And it was 2020, because it was at the end of 19 I did this. It was 2020, probably about March, April. And it was 2020. And I looked up and I had already made $20,000 for the last 3 months and didn't even recognize it.
Realize it. Wow.
At my scripting. And then I was at the weight at the time. I gained it back after that, but I was at the weight that I wanted to be. And, life was just moving because it was something that I desired and I detached from the outcome. And one of the reasons when we script and we use all these tools, we think it's going to automatically happen, is because a lot of times if we aren't careful, we get into the how, and the how is not our business. How? It's just not our business. We just have to believe and expect it to be as it is. And so I go into everything, especially when I script, acting as if, feeling the feeling that I will feel when I get to experience it. How will I feel when I make $20,000 a month? How will I feel when I weigh X amount of pounds? How will I literally feel? Because I know how I will feel. Then I actually literally feel it. I go through and feel it as if it's happening today. And that is important. There's a book called Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. If you never read it, get that book on Audible. It takes about 2 hours. It's very quick. I'll probably read it about 3 times a year. I'll read it, and how I read it, I listen to it every morning. It takes me about 2 days to listen to it while I'm getting ready. And it will put you on, it will change your life. It'll change your life. Feeling is the Secret. And there's another one called The Science of Getting Rich, but Feeling is the Secret. Is all about acting as if, because your subconscious mind doesn't have a concept of time. It doesn't know whether or not it's experiencing it now or in the future. So if you're feeling it now, then it's gonna have to deliver to you now what you're feeling. That's just how energy works for me in my life. That's how I believe it works for everybody if we actually do it. The Bible says, speak those things that be not as though they were. Same thing. As though they were now. So everything that you script, I say there's steps to it that I'll tell you in a minute. So if you have any questions, you want to say anything, I'll stop now, then I'll come back to those steps.
Okay. Any questions for Marcia? First of all, this is wonderful. I'm like taking notes too and trying to pay attention.
I can talk about this.
I will have to watch because I'm like, what did I miss? Okay. So I know you're going to tell us kind of what that looks like when we script, but I want to slow down and really go back a little bit.
Okay.
If I'm thinking about how this thing or how I'm going to feel, right? How do I, if I've never experienced it before, how do I know how I'm going to feel?
Well, you don't, but you know how it feels feel good, right? You know how you've gotten something in your life that's made you happy. Just think about something that makes you happy. You really just want to embody a happy feeling, a positive feeling. You just want to say, well, imagine how you will feel when you get it. So you never had $1 million, but you know what you're going to do with $1 million, and how you know how you would feel if you won the lottery. Just imagine feeling that way. Right. There's something in your life you can attach to that. And then I call it just milk it, right? Just milk it and build the momentum of that feeling and add something to it. Okay, I know how I feel if I win that lottery. Or I'm going to tell my boss this, that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to change my number. And then you start feeling good, you start laughing, right? Then you think about something else, and then you just add and build the momentum, and you just feeling good. You're not going to do that way all night. Life is going to happen. We're human. Life be life, because life be lifing with me. Life is lifing right about now. But you know what? Even when life is life, that's the time to really dig deep and try your best. It's some of those moments throughout the day, even if it's just for a moment, just feel good. Just feel happy about something. It can be a challenge some days, and some days you may not. But you got to give yourself some grace on those days, on that day, or those days, or those weeks, because that it happens. But just come back, because it's the predominant feeling, right? It's what you feel the most. If you complain a lot, then that's a negative feeling. If you complain about anything in any area, it's going to affect your manifestation in any area. It doesn't have to be in the same area.
Right.
Because complaining is opposite of what you want. Complain doesn't feel good. You want things that make you feel good. You want to be very intentional. Living this life of manifestation, you have to be very intentional. I mean, like every day, I'm not talking about being toxic, what people call toxic positivity. I'm not talking about that, which I don't understand how any positivity can be
Could
toxic.
be toxic, right?
They mean you're ignoring the real things that happen in your life. Yes, you're going to have challenges. You're going to have things that make you feel bad. You're going to have those down days. We're not referring to that, but being intentional with your words. Things that we say, oh, I don't mean nothing by it, but you may not mean nothing by it now, but repeating things you mean nothing by, like I said, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. So it's going to deliver whatever you say. Your words have power. Your scripting is your written word. So your words have power, spoken verbally or written or even thought.
It's still your words.
Because it's getting in your spirit. As they say, it's getting your spirit, honey. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's getting down in there. So you have to really watch what you say. You got to believe that when you desire something and you're scripting it, if you're scripting it thinking that it may happen, don't script it.
Right, because you have to believe it's already happened to some extent, right? It's done. Yeah.
You have to believe like the skin is brown, that it is mine. Like this month for my healthcare business, I told my assistant, I told her every day in August, our goal is to get 10 new clients this month because we have a billable goal for August. I said, now it is the 7th, right? I don't know where they're coming from.
Right.
I don't really care. I'm doing intentional things to get there, but whether they come from there or not, like I told you about that $20,000. At the time, I just knew it was going to come from real estate clients. Let me tell you, it does. I don't put restrictions on God or source or universe, whatever you call it. I don't put restrictions on God, right? I say this is what I desire, and I don't think about how. Like that time I said I was going to make $20,000 a month. One of those months was not real estate. One of those months was I got a phone call from a producer in California for Ellen DeGeneres' game show that I saw maybe once, and they were looking for identical twins. And my sister and I, we interviewed, got on the show, and within 3 months was on the show, won the show. And the amount that we won, we could have won more, but the exact amount that we won pocketed me $20,000.
Wow.
So that month, that was the $20,000. I didn't say how I wanted $20,000, but I got $20,000, and I didn't have to work for it. That was fun. They paid for it twice, gave us food, we was on TV. It was the best experience ever. But I got $20,000 one month. That third month that I had, it was because of that. So I have to believe, and I believe from the day I got that phone call, I was going to be on that show. Couldn't nobody tell me we were on that show. And I was on that show. And if you go back, I got a clip of the show of us on there. When I go back and I watch us on that show, y'all, I tell you, and I'm not just telling this, I imagine and visualize that show happening exactly the way it happened. Like, no lie, exactly my facial expressions that I had in the audience. Now, when it was happening, I wasn't thinking about my visualization. But when I visualized how I would react and how my sister was going to act on the stage because she's full of personality, it happened that exact way. And we won the show. So scripting is the same way. So when you go and script, you have to believe it. You have to know that it's yours, already yours. You have to act as if, and you have to detach from the outcome and let it go. Let it go.
You also have to detach from, you're trying to stay in the positive, right? And you've already affirmed that these things are going to happen for you. Do you have to detach from those people around you that tend to lean towards the negative?
Most definitely. Oh, yes. Well, I'll put it this way. If they make you feel a certain way, make you feel negative, when they come around you and their energy just makes you feel dark, and yeah, you do. That don't mean you can't love them from afar. That don't
Right,
mean
right.
you can't do anything with them. That doesn't mean that. I'm not telling you to cut people off. It's just that you know what you can handle, when you can handle it, and you make those decisions and develop your own boundaries about that. You know, even if you decide to be around, they start, just say, you know what, I gotta go. But definitely who you hang around is important. Everybody's heard the 5 people you hang around with, you can be is who you are, right? So if you hang around 4 millionaires and you hang around, it's 5 of y'all and it's 4 millionaires and you the next one. And I promise you that's the truth.
Yeah.
So yes, who you're around is very, very important. Being in these type of groups like this with people who have the same mindset, the same intentions, learning the same thing, encouraging one another, depositing into one another. You're giving and taking, because a lot of people like to receive, like to give. You know, people say is be a cheerful giver, but be a cheerful receiver, because on the end of somebody giving is always someone receiving. And it feels good to be a giver and it feels good to receive. And there's nothing wrong with either one, but you got to be good at both. You know, so these type of groups, you're depositing into one another, so it's reciprocal. Yes, you stay in stuff like this, you're building one another up. That is crucial. What you listen to, like I don't listen to music in the car, right? I only listen to books or nothing, because I think in the car when I'm driving in the car. But when when I really want to experience something in my physical world, see how I have to catch myself from out talking. I listen to my audio books so intentionally, and I immerse myself in it, where my whole world becomes that. And because I love reading, so I don't become obsessed with it. Well, kind of what I do, but it just keeps me on track. But then, you know, to balance myself, I'm a puzzle worker. And it's the craziest thing. I love working jigsaw puzzles. It's like therapy for me. When I work a puzzle, the world stops. I ain't thinking about my businesses. I'm not thinking about what's for dinner. I am in my own world. It relaxes me. It's almost like meditation for me, because I really believe in meditation. But you know, those type of things, you need the balance, and you have to watch what you're allowing, even the shows you watch. You know, oh, there's my guilty pleasure. Okay. Keep on watching those murder mysteries if you want to, right? I'm not saying you're inviting that type of mayhem in your life, but that energy, that negative energy will be around you the more you surround yourself with it. And I'm not saying you can watch it, because I love that stuff. I love mysteries and, you know, Snapped and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. I love Law and Order. I like to look at that kind of stuff. So I'm not saying that, but just balance it out. Again, your predominant thing is what will take you where you will determine your energy and your focus.
Yeah, and I love that you focus. You know, I love puzzles as well. When I used to be in the office, I had a table in my office, and I would sit at lunch, and I would close my door and I would close my blinds, and I would sit and do my puzzles. And that was my uninterrupted time, especially in a busy day, like back-to-back conference calls or meetings. Where people were constantly talking to me. That was the way I decompress. And even
it would decompress you with it.
Yeah. People would
Puzzles are
come in, they would try to put a piece there, and I'd be like, no,
Don't touch my puzzle.
Don't touch my puzzle.
I don't want any help with my puzzles. Don't touch my puzzle.
There's a formula to it. It is very much something that's very relaxing, but it does make you concentrate so succinctly on the task at hand. And that's why it really does shut you out from being able, because you're figuring things out. It is very much, I like science, and that's
it's literally a form of meditation for me. It really is. It's a form of meditation.
I love it.
I never thought about it like that, but I absolutely can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But finding that thing that allows you to decompress. So it sounds like our puzzle, but whatever yours is,
whatever it is,
find it. Yeah, very good. I want to go back to something you said. It just jumped in my space, my headspace. We shouldn't be worried about the how.
Right.
That's hard to do.
That's
the hardest part of all of this, isn't it?
I didn't say it was gonna be easy. That is, we are our biggest saboteurs, right? We figure out, especially if like we're in real estate, right? We figure out, okay, well, this is what we need to do, and what it's got to be in this vein. That's the only way it's gonna happen, right? This is how it works. So this is the way it has to come this way. And I'm not saying it won't. And so basically what it's doing is what they say in church, they're going to let God. What that means is being open for it to come however it comes. And it may come in a way that you never thought, or a way that you didn't want it. Because sometimes when we're forcing things, it's going to come in a way we don't want. You know how some people say, this tragedy forced me to do this. I don't want tragedy to force me to do something. Right. I don't want it to make the decision for me. So when I take my hands off of it and just trust that it's done, period, and that through meditation and prayer, right? All those things that however you connect to your source, that's how you will know what it is for you to do. Because there are things for you to do in the things that you desire. I'm not saying just sit around and just sit at the house and wait for it to come. Right. You still have to just, okay, but which way is the best way? I want the fastest way, because when I want the fastest way to my money. I don't need the lessons. I don't need to learn a lesson. If somebody tells me that's the right way to go, then I'm a rule follower. I'm gonna go the right way. I don't need to go that way, hit a pothole, get a flat tire, then get hit from behind, gotta go through the insurance and lose some money. And I don't need to do all that. If I turn that way, it's gonna be right down the street, half a mile down the road. Why I gotta go through all the stuff? Now, sometimes I will say trial and tribulation are some of the best teachers. And like my mama say, ain't no lesson like a bald lesson. You know, they are our best lessons. I get it. Sometimes we will go through things. We will go through those pruning periods. And sometimes it's just the nature of the process of whatever it is you're going through. It just is. Some things come easy. Birthing a baby, it's not easy. Especially you got to push it out. But for me, I had a C-section. The actual delivery wasn't as hard as it was for those who had to push the baby out. Right? Now, the recovery might be a little different. You know, but you get to the same destination. So whatever your path is, but if you're listening, if you're aligned and in tune, you will know the best way for you to go. Even with the hiccups, even with the bumps, you'll go the best way. Y'all, I'm preaching to myself tonight because these 10 clients that we desire for August are here. Right? Our goal is to become $1 million company by my birthday, and that's in October. So I know how many billable hours I need. And so for me, I'm going to join y'all because I'm going to be scripting. I didn't script yet this month. I'm going to script with y'all because I have my 10 clients. Right. And I have to stop myself from talking about those 10 clients futuristically. You know, I want to talk about those clients that I have today because I have them today. But I also know I have to get my systems and processes in place to be ready for the 10 clients. Are all of my processes in place today? What am I doing before they show up? Right? Is my customer service good? Am I going to keep my 10 clients? Where do I need to strengthen up my processes so when I get them, I won't be overwhelmed because I do not perform well under stress. Right. I don't need that badge of honor. I don't want you know, so you know, you have to be ready. You will not get it until you're ready. So that's when you're letting go. That's the time to make sure you're ready for whatever it is you desire.
Wonderful. Told a long time ago.
Desire as opposed to want, because technically for people it's the same, but desire denotes an emotion. Yes. Right? Yes. Want denotes the lack of it. Yes. So I use the term desire.
I think that is something that I was told a long time ago with regard to kind of manifestation was it's a recipe. You know what you need.
Yes.
You have the ingredients, you have the pots and pans. You don't know how the oven works. You trust that it will do the job.
Yes.
That's how it works. So she's like, you just literally put all the things that you know that you need. Do you know the ingredients? You need to go to the store. Do you have all your pots and pans and all the mixers that you need? She's like, that's the work that you need to be concerned about. She's like, you don't concern yourself with what the oven does because the oven is going to do its job. She's like, you're not worried about what 350 is. I don't need to know what 350 is. I just need to know it, and I leave it alone and trust it. She's like, and when they say come back in 10 minutes and check on it, that's what you do. So I've always thought that was a very,
and you don't even know how it works. It'd be right in 10 minutes. It's ready at 350 because it did what it's supposed to do.
But you set it up. You still have to do things.
Yeah, that's
don't
a nice
let
analogy.
it to chance.
I like that. I like that.
Very, very good. Tracy said the hard part for her is envisioning herself as the recipient of the manifestation while also detaching from the outcome.
Yeah, sounds like to me, Tracy, and I don't know you. I just want you to ask yourself, okay, you said envisioning myself as a recipient. Does that mean you don't feel you're deserving of it? Because, and I say that because, and I was going to talk about this later, a lot of people don't feel like they deserve what they are desiring, or they don't feel like I've put in the work, right? And let me give an example of that, because I understand what you're talking about, Trace. Because before I was a multi-million dollar producing real estate agent, I call myself that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm in so many real estate groups, and I associate with a lot of top producers who have outproduced me, because that's their goal. That ain't my goal. For me, my goals are my goal. But they outproduce me. So I feel like sometimes I'm like, I'm not like them. And I'm not like them. Like, I'm just not. And so when they're talking about, they'll get in these groups and they talk about how they got there, and I did this lead generation and I did this, and nobody believes me. And I don't say it a lot until I feel comfortable enough with the group I'm in. Honest to God, all of the clients I got between the time I got here and even now, I didn't work with my clients. I ain't spent not one dime on marketing. I like my first $1 million client, I had got off the phone with my lender leaving a closing that she couldn't come to. We talked about $1 million clients. I got off the phone with her, and $1 million client was on the phone. I had never met them. They signed with me before I met them. They referred the next one. They referred the next one. I'm about to close a $4 million. I worked, and then with one of them, I closed the deal. I said, oh, okay, I need another $1 million client, because that's my business model, because it allows me time. I have fewer clients at their price point, and it gives me more time to work my other business. So that's why I'm not trying to just be a multi-million. I do that because I need that model because of my time. And that's my main source of income. So, but that day I said, you know what? That's okay. Let me get back to what I know. Oh, I have me another $1 million client. And I promise y'all, the client that I had just signed a contract on, he had told one of his friends, oh, I didn't know who he called me. He said, and I had just talked to him about 10 times that day. I was like, why is he calling me back? We're under contract now. He said, oh, Marcia, you got a minute? I said, yeah. I'm thinking, what is he about to ask for now? Because we talked like 10 times a day, for real. He put me on three-way with a friend who wants to buy a house, right? Another $1 million client. It just, all my clients fall on my lap, y'all. And honest to goodness, that's why I don't ascribe to working hard. I definitely don't ascribe to hustle. I don't understand. I don't hustle. If you want to hustle, if you believe it takes hard work and hustle, have at it. Because then if you believe it, then it's what's going to take.
Right.
And it's okay, and it's okay if that's the path you want to take. I prefer ease and flow. Yeah. So I say to myself, and I speak and I script that things come to me easy. Right now, I don't believe it all the time, because sometimes the bank account say different. Sometimes my bank account says different. Real estate is not real estate right about now, like it has been in the past couple of years. So I have to be intentional about my mind and my mouth when it comes to my real estate business. I'm really kind of preaching to myself, because my healthcare business, I'm good. My real estate business, I've really I gotta check myself a little bit, because I gotta watch how I'm talking about it, because people will ask me how it's going, and I'm like, "Ooh, honey, real estate is real estate, right?" And I'm thinking, "Why are you talking like that?" Because I got colleagues out here still closing deals left and right? So it's really about how you. Let me go back to what she said. Let me read what she said, because I want to get back. Envisioning yourself as a recipient. You deserve and can have anything you desire. You don't have to get to a point where other people say, okay, now you can get that. You have to know that you can get that now. Not saying that you may not need to achieve some things, or to some people, it depends on what it is. But until you believe it, you have to believe that you're deserving of it. And why not you? You have to look in the mirror and literally look in the mirror and say, why not me? I deserve this, right? And if you can envision somebody else with it, when you're envisioning someone else, put your face on that person. Now, while detaching, I get that it can be a challenge because there are going to be things that you need to do. But the best way to detach is this. And I keep going back to Bible verses. I don't know why they keep coming
It's
up.
okay, go ahead. Yeah.
But it's just coming up because I feel like more people can relate to what I'm about to say. And I don't know where it is, but it talks about learning how to be content, or you learn how to be content, abase and abound. If you're content and grateful for where you are now, regardless of where it is, regardless of what it is you desire, find a way to find the gratitude in where you are in this very moment. That is how you learn to detach from the outcome of what it is you desire. Because you focus on the gratefulness of what you have now, physically have now. So when you focus on what you physically have now, then you don't have time to think about or have to worry about detaching from what it is you desire, because you're not thinking about what you desire. Because where your focus flows, where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if you're focused on what it is you have now, which is even what you desire, but what you physically have now, then that's where the energy goes. And when you have gratitude, you will get more things to be grateful for by default. You don't have to do anything. Just know that. You don't have to do anything. Just be grateful for if you got $5 in the bank. Be grateful for those $5, even though you may need 5,000. But at least I have $5. Can't do nothing with it, but at least it's more than zero.
Right.
It's not zero. And I promise you, the moment you're grateful for the 5, the 50, the 500, the 5,000 will come. And I'm telling you, it can happen in the twinkling of an eye. It doesn't have to take long. When I get right and I get in alignment, things happen for me immediately. Immediately. My credit, I remember one year, my credit was so bad. And I was doing what it takes to repair my own credit. This was probably back in 2016. And I was doing the process. And then all of a sudden, I had sent the letters out. It was taking forever. All of a sudden, in one day, I got like letters from every collection company. Every last one of them was removing everything. And my credit went up overnight. Overnight. Yeah. Things can happen immediately. You can go outside your door tomorrow and run to somebody at the grocery store. And crazier things have happened. I've had a friend, she was broke. She was living on her own in Texas. This was her younger years. Her child was young. She needed $12,000. She met a woman at the store, a white lady. I don't know, well black, I think well black. And come to find, in 2 days, can't remember the whole story, but in 2 days, she had gotten $12,000 from this woman she met at the store a day before. Wow. Things can happen immediately. You just have to believe it. And they can take time. There's a gestation period for certain things, like a baby take 9 months, right? Sometimes they come earlier and you have an issue, but it just depends on your beliefs. I was gonna say something came to my mind while I was telling y'all that. It'll come back to me.
It'll pop back in.
Yeah, because it's something I always say. But yes, the scripting though, I like scripting. And if you want to go for 300, go for 300.
I like the smaller number better because I believe in attainable goals, right?
Attainable goals.
And so I really like the 50.
Yes.
And I love the way, or 50 or the 100, but I love the way you're taking the 5.
Yes.
And breaking them down and kind of sitting with them for a week at a time.
Yes.
I really love that because it kind of hones in your focus, right?
Right.
I really
Remember, when
like
focus goes, your energy flows. That means all of your energy will go to that, right? So those 5, be intentional about those 5 first, and then let them go, right? And you're going to be doing something every day. If it's one small thing, and most days you won't even realize you're working towards it. Then take another 5. Do 5 a week, right? And in a month's time, you'll have 20 of them done. 2 months' time, you'll have 40 of them done. However many you want to do. You know, that's up to you. It's all individual. But I want you, because what will happen is you do 300, because I couldn't think of 300. It became a chore to do the list. And then I stopped and I didn't go back.
Right.
So that's like having attainable goals. You want to do something, this should be fun. This should be something inspirational. This should be something that's going to help you experience the things that you desire faster in your life.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't want people to not be able to get to the 300 and then get discouraged.
Then get discouraged.
And then work on the 175 they did come up with.
Right.
Yeah.
What am I going to do once I get 300 things written down? What's
Right.
next? Just 300 things that I want? Right. What are you going to do next? So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure, I think with the smaller number and all of the steps that I've given you, you can focus on that stuff more when it's smaller. For me, I'm actually just probably taking one personal item and one business item.
Okay.
And for me, the one item is the 10 clients for my business.
For the business.
The one personal item, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's just, I don't want to overwhelm myself. And then, you know, because then it gives me something to live for. Give me something to next month, I'm going to do this, or, you know, or I'll slip this in there next week, or something like that. You know, it's like working out, right? When you first start working out, you ain't worked out in years, that first week, first 2 or 3 days, you feel so sore. Until your muscles are used to working out. It's just like your manifestation muscle. You have to build your manifestation muscle. You have to build your belief, you know, because if you don't believe it, then you're wasting your time. It won't, you know, you'll quit. You will quit. You don't want to quit.
No, you don't.
You're going to manifest something. You're either going to manifest the lack of it, you're going to manifest it. Which one?
Because you're manifesting something either way. Say that
Either
again.
way, you manifest
Say that one again for the people in the back.
You manifesting something either way. Why not manifest what you desire? You really can create whatever it is you desire. I mean, you hear people say, "Oh, it's so cliche," but I promise you, I'm a living witness. You can create anything you desire. If I told you the story of every house we've ever bought, you'd be like, you can create anything you desire. Create anything you desire. Anything. There's nothing crazy. And Tracy, please know, just stand in the mirror. You can do it. Don't even focus on, don't focus on detachment. Just don't think about it no more. Because if you need money really bad for something, don't try to manifest it. Because what you end up doing is resisting it. Right? Because if you're I'm speaking to myself. When you have something, especially when it comes to money, you know you got a bill that's due, you need $200 and you don't have it. Right? I'm just giving examples. And all you're focused on is the fact that you don't have it, you don't know where it's coming from. That's where your energy's going, and that's why it doesn't come. I'm telling you. So you don't want to focus on something so much, and because it becomes obsessive, because all you're really doing is focusing on the fact that you don't have it. You're focusing on the fact that you don't have it. Therefore, that is a lack mentality, and whatever you focus on is what you have. So if you're focusing on the fact that you don't have it, then the source universe say, okay, well, you don't want it. I'll continue to help you not get it. Because that's obviously what you don't want, because you're focused on the lack of it. So we're going to keep giving you the lack of it. So if you focus on the lack of something, you're going to continue the lack of it. So that's why I say envision, pretend. You're going to feel crazy pretending as if it's already in your life. I used to feel, I don't feel crazy about it no more. I don't care. I don't care. But in the beginning, you'll feel crazy. Even when you're alone, you'll feel really kind of awkward pretending like something is in your life. You'll feel like, I'm faking this. So what if you fake it? Your internal doesn't know the difference between faking and real. Right. Fake it. They would say fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it.
But this is more like what that saying means, right? Because when we hear it, sometimes we think I'm being a fraud. That's not what we're saying. Manifestation is very different from, you know, being a fraud, presenting yourself to people in a way that is not true. That's different than this. We're saying we already believe this thing has happened, so I'm claiming it.
Right.
I think that's empowering. Right. It's all about the intention. And Talisha, I'm you know, I'm gonna call you after this, because that thing that we focused on, we've been worrying about it, and we need to change our thinking around it.
Yes.
Change our thinking around it.
Right. Because listen, I'm telling you, the things that I say, I'm saying to you, I'm talking to myself, because there are some areas in my life that I can manifest like this. Money, I can manifest money. I can manifest money, but I also as quickly as money comes to me, it can be gone. That's my issue. So there's some type of limiting belief that I've got to root out, and I keep thinking I'm rooting it out. And let me tell you how I know that. My 14-year-old came to me a few weeks ago, and you never know how your children are listening to you, because he's been hearing me talk like this since he was a baby. But he said, "Mama, are you manifesting these days?" I said, "What you talking about?" Because I don't talk to him about it no more. You know, he don't even want to be around me that much no more. I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, because he asked for something. I said, "Okay, I'll get it next week." Because I never tell him that. I never tell him that. So if he wants something, he get it, right? And he said, "Because you told me a couple times, and that must mean either you don't have the money or you ain't manifesting something." And he checked me good. I didn't say it to him at the point at that time. I'm like, "Boy, God, I just told you you don't need it right now." But he was right. And I had to check myself then. I said, because I don't have a problem manifesting money. I don't have a problem manifesting clients. I don't. But if I'm not, that means there's a belief that I have picked back up, because you can pick it back up. I don't care how long I've been doing this. There are beliefs you can pick back up. And if you don't practice it, their root will you have to root it out. Just like I can have a green, lush yard this year, but if I don't keep up with unlimited lawn every year like I've been doing, the weeds are going to come. Right. And for me to get that lush lawn again, I got to go pull up the roots, right, of the weeds, and I got to start putting my fertilizer back on, right? So that's what I had stopped doing. I had stopped meditating for a minute regularly, like I know to do, because for me, that's what it takes. I have to quiet myself in the morning to start my day that way, because that's how I function in the world. So when he checked me like that, his little 14, I said, okay, I got to get back in alignment with who I know I am. And that's what we all have to do. It's just to know who we are. Tracy, know who you are. You deserve it, honey. If you thought it, then it's yours. God didn't give you the brain to make those thoughts for nothing. Thoughts, if you think about it, you really can't control your thoughts. Some thoughts just come to you. You can't control them anyway. They're going to come. So if you thought it, then it's already yours. You just got to reach up and get it. You just got to reach up and get it.
Latrice says, so where do you think the dividing line is between venting and complaining? Should people still vent? That
is so good. Oh, because I have to ask myself that sometimes. Ask yourself how you feel when you're talking about it. How does it make you feel when you're talking about it? And who are you talking to about it? And in that conversation, are they going to join you in your complaints, or are they going to help guide you to resolution, or get you to think about your situation in a way that gets you to resolution? Because sometimes you got to talk it through. Because I do have people that say they don't want to go to therapy because talking about my problems is just going to give it life. I get it. No, it's all about the intention, because as we are human, we are human beings. So there are ways that we have to learn to function in order to be healthy human beings. So if you need to get it out, like for me, I don't always have to get things out. It takes a long time for me to have to get it out. Some people need to get it out. Like they don't need to hold nothing in.
I got to get it out.
I can tell and how I'm feeling if I've held something in for so long. I don't even realize that I'm so used to functioning under stress. That I'll be like, okay. And then I'll talk to a girlfriend of mine who's a therapist who is amazing. And I'm like, oh, I needed to get that out. I didn't even realize it, because I'm so used to just functioning under stress and things like that and holding things in that I used to say I thrive and I do my best work when I'm stressed. No, you shouldn't. But I mean, I did, but you know you, and you know your intention when you go to somebody. Is my intention to really get help, or do I just want to talk about it and get somebody on my side to agree with me?
Right.
And how many times are you gonna talk about it? Right? One time, okay, get it out. Are we still talking about somebody else? Does the next person want to hear the complaint too? Or somebody else going through it? Girl, me too, because let me tell you about me. No, we don't need to do all that.
Yeah.
Unless you have something to tell them that will help them in their path.
Because
Other than
otherwise
that.
it changes the energy around it.
Exactly. What is your point?
Yeah.
Why are you talking about it?
Yeah.
Ask yourself, why am I talking about it and how does it make me feel?
Very good. This has been wonderful. We typically stay for an hour, and I want to be respectful of your time, but girl, I'm telling you, I can talk to you all night long. This is so helpful. Oh my goodness.
You
This
know
is
what?
absolutely
Things are in
wonderful.
divine order. I promise you they are, because I needed this probably more than y'all. I did, because like minds, right? I haven't been in a group of like minds in a minute because I've been so in my work, my head down in my work, that I haven't done this. And this feeds my soul.
Yeah.
This feeds my soul. Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
And to the community, I know we typically talk about investing stuff and all of that, but if we not right here and here,
Listen, that
nothing else
investing
matters.
stuff, the things that you all are doing as a community is a byproduct of this. Get this right. That's why I was able to build my real estate business. I tell people every time, because in those years I was building, my main focus in my life was me, personal development. If you get this right, the next stuff that you are intentional about in the work world is going to automatically give you the byproduct of what you want. Automatically. The people, the resources, the timing, everything. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. Marcia, please put your contact information. Tell us, so anyone listening, but please put it in the chat for the real estate business as well as the home health business, because we got to help you get them 10 people. So,
Amen. Well, you know what? Let me just thank you. I am in Georgia for the home health business. It's hhplifeshare.com. And what we specialize in is the Georgia Pediatric Program. And that is where we get in-home nursing, skilled nursing, and personal support nursing for children between the ages of 5 to 12, and skilled nursing from birth to 21. I mean, not 5 to 12, 5 to 21,
okay.
and skilled nursing from birth to 21. And it's at no cost to the parents. It is a Medicaid program, but if you don't qualify for Medicaid, we can get you the Katie Beckett waiver, which then qualifies you for the program. And it's an amazing program because it gives parents the opportunity to get some time, those who want to go to work. It's just amazing. And we also provide private care for seniors or for anybody else that need any type of services as well. So I would love your referrals for that business as well. I would love your real estate referrals. I was helping some real estate clients today as well. So the good thing is I've been blessed with some staff in my healthcare business that allows me the time to do both. Mm-hmm. So I am still giving great service on my real estate. So my real estate website is marciacoleman.com. And you can find me on IG. Well, my IG really has nothing to do with businesses, but you can find me on IG at my name, Marcia Coleman _. And and then from there, you'll see, I think she put my beacon. You'll have all of my links in my beacon.
Wonderful. And Talisha put those in the chat here in Zoom. She'll also put it in the live stream and Facebook.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I know what you've done to my soul tonight. And so thank you.
I
know you think you needed it, but you didn't need it more than I needed it, girl.
Listen, I hope we stay in touch. I may become a part of your group because I'm a residential real estate agent. I need to learn how to buy block and invest because it's a different world. I know how to do it, but not for myself. And that's where I want to go. My husband and I want to do that this year. So, hey, I might be joining your group too.
Listen, and we may bring you back to even talk to the community about how to acquire a home, right? Because we know as a community that most of us, our wealth is in our home.
Yes.
And many of us don't own a home and desire to own one. And so, that's still another.
And even with investors, a lot of my clients these days are investors. That's who's kind of dominating the market right now. So if you need help with that, if you're in Georgia, is your community all over, right? They're all over.
We're all over. We've got a heavy Georgia base, but we are all over.
Okay, but I can help real estate anywhere. It doesn't have to be just Georgia, but I appreciate the opportunity to meet you guys and to share this time with you all. And it's been a pleasure. It's been my
It really, really has for us too. Guys, I'm not playing this. I'm gonna start my list. I'm not gonna start tonight and I got something else to do, but I'm gonna start my list
tonight.
Listen, I'm gonna start my list.
I have notebooks.
We're gonna come back and do this thing. T-Shine, we gotta figure out
Well, I already script. See, I
Talk
script
about
every
it?
day in this, but then I
I know
have
you do.
other
I know
notebooks.
you do.
I
want to
do,
see
I
what we
do
want to do with the community.
affirmations.
Because I think I don't want to hold, I don't want to be an accountability coach to you, right? But I do want to encourage you, and I want us to stay encouraged, right? And so we need to figure out how to put some structure behind that, Talisha, so that we can keep everyone encouraged and
Yes,
on
ma'am.
task and keep talking about it. I don't want this to be one of those one and done conversations and we move on. I want us to revisit this so that we can kind of do check-ins, right? And see how everyone's doing. So we can be successful with this thing. But thank you guys for coming out again tonight. We know you could be in front of this computer watching somebody else or watching something else. And so I'm just honored and humbled that you keep coming back here every Monday, right? And hanging out with us. And so I really, really appreciate you guys. And for everybody watching in Facebook, thank you guys. Next time we need you in the Zoom. So come on in the Zoom. Tomorrow's founder is an amazing founder. He actually started a company. I feel like this company was like 2016, 2017. I was an early investor. I've been trying to reach this founder, y'all, since I got my LinkedIn trail, the exchange. I think I tried to reach out to him the first time, November of 2021. So, we started this thing 3 years ago. It was November 2021. He never responded to me. I've got all the messages because he's had multiple rounds. He posted, because I'm an investor, he sent an email to the investors the other day. And part of me was like, he gonna be all right. He been ignoring me for 3 years. I'm not reaching out. And something said, don't be like that, TT. Don't be like that. And so I sent him another note. I expected him to ignore me like he's been ignoring me. And he responded immediately. And so we had an opening for tomorrow. He's coming. I am excited about this project. And so for those of you who he's got like made great progress over these last few years as well. A lot of partnerships, but he's raising capital heading into this is probably his last community round. And so, what better place for us than to be able to get an opportunity when it could be our last opportunity to get into a community round. So I just smiled because I said, I'm glad I didn't get in my own way and being stubborn, because how dare he not respond to my emails, right? Who does he think he is? I'm glad that person didn't show up and present herself the other day, because this all just happened the other day. And so I hope you guys join us tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time, another amazing Black founder. We're going to love on him. We're going to hear what he's got to say. You guys are going to decide individually if you like his project. Don't go based on what I said, because my portfolio is different than your portfolio, right? And so I hope you all come back and join us live tomorrow. And thank you all for your time this evening. I love each and every one of you. T-Shine, I absolutely love you. Thank you so much for all that you do here at the 10K and for this community and for keeping me all the way together. Thank you so much. And Marcia, it has been a pleasure, my dear. This will not be the last encounter. Thank you for blessing us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Marcia.
Thank you so much.
Good night. Peace and
Have a
blessings.
good evening.
Good night.